Welcome, everyone. We will begin in about 5 minutes. We're giving everyone a chance to join.
Thank you. Welcome.
Okay, welcome, welcome everyone. We want to welcome you to our Lunch and Learn. I am Miss Lambert. I am the operations manager at Atlanta Unbound Academy. One second, let me get our Zoom pulled up. Let me get the screen shared. We just want to welcome everyone. This is our last Lunch and Learn before we begin running the lottery. So we want to make sure you gain a lot of insight, ask as many questions as you would like throughout the session. And then I'm going to introduce my colleague, Mrs. Goodman Cook. She'll be on the call as well to assist with any questions you all may have. Ms. Cook, if you would like to introduce yourself, you can go ahead and unmute.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Jackie Goodman Cook. I am the operations associate as well as parent coordinator. I am excited to be here with you all, and as we get to know each other better, I look forward to meeting each of us in person.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and present our screen for today. It's giving me a hard time. 1 second, please. Okay. All right. Can everyone see? Okay. So again, welcome. As I stated, my name is Ms. Lambert. I am the operations manager here at Atlanta Unbound Academy, and we welcome you to our February Lunch and Learn. So as I discussed, you've already met myself, you've met Ms. Cook. Some of our other colleagues will be jumping on the call as they get out of another meeting. So as they jump on, I will allow them to introduce themselves to you all as well. Okay, so today's agenda consists of the following. You will learn about who we are, what we do, how we do it, and how you can join the tribe if you have not joined already. So just a few session norms. You can drop your questions in the chat. We ask that you hold all questions to our Q&A session at the end. So if you have any questions, there will be a session after the presentation for you to ask those questions. During the Q&A session, we ask that you raise your hand using the raise hand icon in the Zoom. So, and Ms. Goodman Cook will monitor for those hand raises, and we will get to your questions in the order in which we received them. So I'm gonna start with who we are. So who we are. At Atlanta Unbound Academy, our mission is through rigorous, culturally relevant teaching and a creative, nurturing environment, AUA will empower students to achieve intellectually, interpret the world critically, and dream beyond measures. This is something that we stand by. We practice our students to live on daily as we go through the day in life at Atlanta Unbound on a day-to-day basis. So I'm going to show you all a little quick snippet of just who we are at Atlanta Unbound, the culture that's at Atlanta Unbound, and just a day in the life of Atlanta Unbound Academy. And let me know if you cannot hear the sound.
One of the most important pieces of our culture at AUA is everyone has a voice.
My dream is to become an epidemiologist.
I dream to be a businesswoman. I want to own multiple of my own businesses.
Atlanta Unbound Academy makes me feel that I can do anything.
I think we are two very different types of leaders, and I think that is what creates a really awesome culture here.
I am a product of College Park.
I am Audrey Williamson, a founding board member, also a proud HBCU alumna of the illustrious Spelman College.
My name is Elena Chipman Leaks, and I am the founder and executive director of Atlanta Unbound Academy.
What's up? I'm Mr. Jackson, Patrick Jackson. I'm the principal at Atlanta Unbound Academy.
My name is Mr. Lee Prophet. I have 2 daughters here.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to the 7A Tribe. I'm Ms. Robinson, and this is 7th grade ELA homeroom.
They're learning how to have a voice and to be unapologetic for who they are. We're teaching them it's okay to be you and be proud of who you are.
All of my coaches and all of my grade level teachers have been super supportive. This is the perfect place to grow and to get great coaching.
My daughter comes home, we can talk about politics, we can talk about government issues and things going on.
So many talented students in so many different arenas.
Now that I'm able to go to school and be around some of my friends, like I wake up at 5:40 every day to go to school. I feel like they should come because it like helps you with being yourself.
It's a free area, like everybody can talk how they feel. You can be outside of school, in school, you can talk to the teachers and feel comfortable about it, and we work as a team.
That's not started with the adult in the classroom on knowing how to manage, how to navigate, and how to lead. That won't tear down into the students.
We want to be really intentional about thinking about the lived experiences of our children and being able to create a space to support them to grow, to become their best selves.
One of the most important.
Okay. Yep. So as I mentioned, that was just a brief video to kind of just show you who we are as a school and just the day-to-day life of the culture at Atlanta Unbound Academy, the interactions that happen at Atlanta Unbound Academy, and just so you can hear some of the student perspectives of the day in life at Atlanta Unbound Academy. So what makes us different? Our tribe is a village of students, families, staff, leaders, partners, companions, and anyone else who links arms with us to free minds. We were founded by a HBCU alumni. We are uniquely positioned to mirror the experiences of historical Black colleges, which are known as HBCUs, by delivering and self-empowering education to our students that doesn't compromise academic rigor. So here we really focus on the HBCU model. As you all may know, our executive director, Dr. Elena Chipman-Leaks, went to Spelman College, so she's very heavy on the HBCU model. So what we do here at Atlanta Unbound Academy? So our vision here is the Atlanta Unbound Academy will serve as a beacon of academic promise and create a community of students who are the seed of their ancestors' wildest dreams, authentic, engaged citizens and leaders of their community who achieve beyond expectations and fuel the advancement and glory of their people. So what does a day in life at Atlanta Unbound Academy looks like? So we start our morning, when we start off the day at Atlanta Unbound Academy, we start with homeroom, which is called Tribe Time. During this time, students have the opportunity to have breakfast. They go over the SEL program, which is our social emotional learning program. And they also have an opportunity to discuss current events, real life things that are going on on a day-to-day basis in the world as a whole, whether it's local or rather it's global. And then they get into their content areas, which consist of math, EL, social studies. And they have intervention for students that need it, which is considered our small groups or individualized learning. And then they get into their activities, which we consider enrichment, lunch, and recess. So for enrichment, we have public speaking, we have mindfulness, music, science. Students really enjoy doing science experiences, creating science projects. With mindfulness, they're just taught how to use their mind, just how to breathe through situations and just really be mindful about their actions. And music, they do things like showcase and learn different songs and just sing as a tribe. And then they have their 30-minute, every grade level has a 30-minute lunch break, and then they have 30-minute recess block. And that's our day on a day-to-day basis. And on Fridays, we do dismiss early. So Fridays typically look a little different because it's a shorter day. but they still, of course, get their lunch on Fridays in their content areas as well. So how we do it? So at Atlanta Unbound Academy, this is our instructional approach. With our instructional approach, we use rigor, individualized planning, data-driven, and it's very explicit. Here at Atlanta Unbound Academy, the teachers are very intentional about learning their lesson plans, digesting their lesson plans so that they can present them to the students as efficient as possible. We use curriculum such as EL Education, Eureka Math, and they the data that they use to drive the curriculum is very data driven, meaning that the teachers really sit down, they go over the data with their coaches so that they can better serve the students and better deliver the curriculum when needed. So we're very data driven here. Teachers really, just like they're teaching the coaches, our teachers are being trained and taught as well. So our SEL curriculum is what we use, which is our social emotional learning curriculum. It's a curriculum we use, like I said, we call it SEL program, and it just helps our students build a culture of connectedness and empowers the students with skills to succeed in academic and in life. And with this SEL program, it's basically teaching them how to regulate their emotions, how it's okay to be upset, how it's okay to voice how you feel, but it's a way that we do that. It's an appropriate way to do that. So it's just mainly, like I stated, helping our students learn how to regulate their emotions in the appropriate way, never hindering them from expressing how they feel. And then in addition to that, we do have a SEL manager on campus. Her name is Miss Baptiste. So she's our SEL manager. So students have available, they can utilize her as much as possible, as well as we have a social worker on campus. So she's here to help our students regulate their emotions, pull them out when needed, when they're having those breakdowns and things of that nature that kids typically go, that they go through in school. And we're here at Atlanta Unbound Academy. We are big on school culture. We are very big on school culture. So with that being said, one second, and I'm actually admitting Miss Baptiste. Miss Baptiste, can you hear us? She just entered the call. So Ms. Baptiste is who I was just talking about when I said that we have a social emotional learning manager on campus. So when she gets connected, I'll let her go in more detail about our SEL program.
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Sorry, I was connecting. Did you introduce me?
Yes, I was telling them, we were just talking about the SEL curriculum program when you joined. So this was perfect time telling them who you were. So
awesome. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Yes, so I'm the social emotional learning manager here at Atlanta Unbound Academy. I service both campuses, our primary campus and also our middle school campus. SEL is important because we do believe that the social emotional learning and the mental health of all of our scholars, families, and teachers is important for their success at school and also outside of school. We connect the SEL competencies with also life skills and things like that. So, we will have conversations from anywhere from, how did that conversation go with, mom and dad about, maybe getting caught in a lie or not making the best decision, or sometimes, role playing with some of my scholars as to how they could express themselves to people that they care about in terms of things that may be on their head. It could be something that I realize that there's some self-awareness we need to work on and how we react to certain things and how the world sees us. And so I may suggest like coming up with some affirmations that we do in the morning. So all the SEL components of all things that has to do with social emotional learning is something that's brought into our classrooms. Each grade does do activities weekly to understand themselves and the world around them and how that works. And then they also have special, I call them our special themes that myself or Miss Messiah, our social worker, may come in and talk about with our scholars as well. I don't know, did you already touch upon how we're restorative school too?
I'm sorry. No, I did not touch on that yet. So.
Okay, I'll briefly just touch upon it. We're also a restorative versus punitive school. So we look to restore relationships with restorative practices, which means that we can have restorative conversations if something happens. Like this in school, say we have two middle schoolers that, you know, something happened, there was a verbal altercation with each other, we would come and meet and talk about it. We do the same thing with parents. Say if parents have a conversation with a teacher, they didn't like how that conversation went, or they want more clarity or support, we come in and have those types of conversations and allow our parents to be able to share with us how they feel. And that really is what helps us create this good partnership between our families and our school, is that we are an open school where people can come, they can text me, email me, anything that they want to talk about. Not to say that we don't have suspensions, because certain things do warrant, certain behavior does warrant certain types, but that's not my go-to. I want my scholars to be here in school because that's where they're going to grow their brains and that's where they're going to learn. You can't learn if you're not here in the classroom with your teachers, but we do need to have expectations of our behavior and how we work with that. So that is something that we start right from the summertime with teaching it with my teachers on de-escalation, talking about certain steps on how we do restorative practices, and then how we move forward with that communication. And we keep all of that in, a lot of people are familiar with like Class Dojo as a behavioral tracker. We have Kickboard. Each year we kind of change of what we think is best for our school and our campuses. But that's how we kind of communicate with that type of stuff. So restorative practice is huge with us. It's huge with me. It's something I believe in. And I do think that having this at a school does help with the culture of the school, and also the relationship between our families and our staff.
Thank you, Ms. Beck. So as I mentioned, we are big on school culture here at Atlanta Unbound Academy. So just a few things that go on throughout the year. As Ms. Baptiste mentioned, for our behavior incentives, we use Kickboard, and with that, students have the opportunity to gain Kickboard points so that they're able to participate in our school-wide events, which could include anything as far as like movie day. It could include Spirit Week, just different things that we do to engage the children. And we also have community events. We just participated in December. We were in the College Park Parade. So we really like to engage in the community. And then career preparation, more so for our middle schoolers. They have opportunities to do mock interviews with the board and our leadership team, just to prepare them for just higher level thinking and higher level engagement. Ms. Baptiste, if you wanted to add anything, please feel free to jump in.
Sure. I was just going to say, one of the big events that are coming up is our Career Week is coming up. And so that's something that is offered to all of our scholars. So kindergarteners will have people come and visit their rooms and talk about their wonderful careers and choices that they made and share that. Representation matters at our schools, so we definitely look for people to bring what they bring to their organizations so that our scholars can see it. Hence, the other day we had an electrician in our school working on some electricity, and I was by the first grade and they stopped and they said, hey, what is that guy doing? And so I had them come over and talk to the electrician and say, hey, this is Mr. Brown. He's working on our lights, and we talked about it. And then the kid walked away saying, like, I want to be an electrician now. And so sometimes it's just super exciting just to see that. And anybody that comes in our building, even if they're there to fix something, we look for that representation so that our scholars can see, one, we support our community and businesses that look like us and service us, but also like so that they can see other careers past what they may know. And we have tons of things: field day, career day, field trips, all of that good stuff is stuff that we still do here at Atlanta Unbound Academy. And it looks different per grade and each campus.
Thank you. Okay, so how to join the tribe. So a lot of you probably have joined already, but just in case you didn't know, our applications are still open. In order to be eligible, you must live in the state of Georgia. If you're a kindergartner, you must be 5 by September 1st of this year. And you must be applying for kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 6th, 7th, or 8th grade. We are not offering 4th or 5th grade for the 2023-2024 school year. To access the application, you can simply visit our website at atlantaunboundacademy.org, and you will see up at the top, it says enroll today for fall 2023. Once you click on that, you will be directed to our enrollment portal, which is Schoolment. And from there, you will need to create an account, and you can access your application from there. Once you have completed the application, you'll know the application is complete because you'll receive a confirmation that your application has been submitted. Until you receive that confirmation, it means you probably didn't submit it correctly, or it's something that you need to go fill in. So look out for that confirmation. Our applications do close this Friday. They'll close Friday at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you have not enrolled, you still have a chance to get your application completed. So what happens after you apply? So after you apply, we enter a phase called the lottery. So a lottery allows every student who signs up an equal chance of getting in. Typically, charter schools will hold an enrollment period when parents can register their children online or in person. If there's enough room for every interested student, the school does not have to hold a lottery. However, if a lottery is necessary, the school will begin its random drawing process by using the selected enrollment program. And here at Atlanta Unbound Academy, we use the portal Schoolment. Our lottery date is Monday, February 20th. It'll be held at 10:00 a.m. You will receive a notification by close of business via email if you got a seat or if you were placed on the waiting list. Once you are offered a seat and you accept your seat, once you're offered a seat and you accept that seat, registration will begin. You've probably been getting emails just telling you what's next, which is the lottery, and what documents you need to have ready for if you do get a seat. If you don't get a seat on Monday and you're placed on the waiting list, that doesn't mean that you won't get a seat at all. So just continue to check your email, just to see if we have more seats opening up, which I'm sure we will. It's just a phase that we go through. We have to complete the first round of the lottery, and then we continue to open up seats thereafter, depending on who accepts their seats and who declines their seat. So just a few upcoming events. As I mentioned, this Friday, our applications will close at 11:59. And on Monday, February 20th at 10 a.m., we'll run our lottery and you'll be notified via email. Just because the lottery is being ran at 10 a.m. does not mean you will be notified at 10 a.m. So just wait on those notifications. You will get an email or a notification by close of business. Some people you'll get an email and text. Some people have opted out of text, so you'll get an email. It's very important that you're checking the email that you made your account with. And if you have updated your email or updated your phone number since then, please log into your Schoolment account and update that information, because that is how you'll be notified. Second, if you're interested in a school tour, please email info@atlantaunboundacademy.org for more information on how to sign up for a school tour. And I'll leave this up here, the email, in case anyone needs to write it down. And Ms. Cook, if you could please put it in the chat, that'll be helpful. And as I mentioned, if you're interested in a school tour, you would need to email this email address, and then we'll get you started from there on getting you set up for a school tour. Okay, so we'll open up the floor to questions. But before we begin questions, I just want to let you know, if you need to contact us, you can email us at enroll@atlantaunboundacademy.org if you have any enrollment questions, or as I mentioned, if you have general questions about just information about Atlanta Unbound Academy or setting up a school tour, you would need to email our info@atlantaunboundacademy.org. And then this is the number to our campuses. We do have 2 campuses this year, an elementary school and a middle school. So here's the number to both campuses. And we will open up the floor to questions at this time.
Okay, first question is, does every grade have a current event discussion? And if so, how do we tailor the session so we can have meaningful conversations with each grade group?
Okay. So yes, each grade level do have an opportunity to discuss current events. Everything is very age appropriate, and that just it's more so aligned with our curriculum team. So our curriculum team is very good about intentional lesson planning, and as they are lesson planning, they are figuring out just different events that's going on, whether it's locally or nationally, that is age appropriate for each grade level to discuss. So our middle schoolers might be able to have more intense conversations versus our elementary school students. But our curriculum team is very good about making sure the topics and the discussion is very age appropriate to still allow students to get that content of what is going on in the world around us.
Can I add, Ms. Lambert?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure if you were referring to instructionally or some of the culture topics, but if you were asking about the culture topics, I can give you an example of something that we're mandated to talk about is sexual assault and sexual abuse with middle schoolers. How we tailor that for our K-2 population is a good touch, bad touch conversation, and that is led by our social worker, and she has these conversations in each class. Before we have these conversations, we definitely let families know so that they're aware of what we will be talking about in class. And then also, if there's anything that comes out of it, sometimes kids go home, they may have questions about certain things, or it poses thought, which is great. And so we let families know that those types of conversations are happening, but we do the same thing for the culture themes, is that something that we will talk about in the middle school would just be tailored for age appropriate, language and in terms and things like that with our primary babies.
Thank you.
Next questions. How many 3rd grade spots are available for this year, and how many 1st grade spots?
75 for both. There are 75 for both 1st and 3rd grade.
And then what's the location of the middle school campus?
So right now our middle school is in Lithia Springs. We share a campus with Delta STEAM Academy. We're right off of Mount Vernon Road. So yes, we're in Lithia Springs. However, our students, they get on the bus at our College Park location, and they are bused over to Lithia Springs. And then in the afternoon, they're bused back over to College Park, which is our main campus. And then they're picked up from there. Some students are car riders at Lithia Springs, but we do provide that transportation for our students to get back and forth from Lithia Springs to College Park.
Are there honor classes, or I guess in this case, in case of our school would be, is there a gifted program for third grade? And we'll stop there because I think this other question has to do with capacity.
Okay, so at this time, we don't have like a designated gifted program. However, I will say that I do highly believe that our instructional team is in the works of just getting that rolling. So as of now, like this year, no, but I'm not saying that it's not to come for next year.
Clarifying question, Denisha Caldwell, are you referring to the number of seats for kinder? Or are you referring to an honors program for kinder?
No, ma'am, I'm sorry. I was referring to the available spots.
Oh, no, it's just where it came in.
It's 50 seats available for kindergarten.
Go
I
ahead.
will say, just thinking about the seats, when I say 50 per kindergarten, that's a new class. So 50 is meaning these kids, they're fresh into AUA. So we do have 50 spots available. When you think about first grade, second grade, third grade, seventh grade, eighth grade, you have to think about, we do have students that currently attend. So if we have 75 seats available, out of that 75, we have to deduct how many of our current students are returning, and then that lets us know how many we're opening as a total. But to answer the question about first and third grade, there will be a total of 75 seats, but just depending on how many of our current students are returning, that'll let us know how many we can open up on Monday.
Okay. Is there transportation offered from Lithonia to the school?
No, not from Lithonia. We are a school that our parents provide their own transportation. However, because of the unexpected split this year, that's why we're offering transportation from Lithia Springs to College Park. And it's not like we're taking students to their homes on the bus. We're just taking them from the Lithia Springs campus back to the College Park campus, and we're bringing them from the College Park campus to the Lithia Springs campus in the morning. And from there, the parents pick them up, and if they ride a daycare van or anything, if they use a third-party transportation, that's how they get back and forth. But no, we don't provide transportation from Lithonia.
Is there an after-school program?
We don't have any after-school programs this year, but next year we will have. There will be something in the works for after-school programs. So this year, our parents are just using third-party programs, where such as the Boys and Girls Club. Some of our eighth graders, they'll walk to the Boys and Girls Club, which is super close to our College Park location. So they're using third parties such as other little daycares in the area. But this year, no after school programs, but next year things will change, and more information about that will be forthcoming once we secure that information.
What percentage of the teachers are credentialed?
That question, I don't have a definite answer. Ms. Baptiste, do you know the percentage? If I don't know, I can definitely get an answer and get back with you once I connect with our curriculum team.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know that off the top of my head.
Okay, so
Yeah, I don't know the particular percentage, but I do know that that is a part of what we herald, because even though there are a lot of schools particular charter schools that don't adhere to it, we do push for all of our teachers to be degreed.
Okay, and Miss, if whoever asked that question, if you could put your email in the chat, and Ms. Cook, if you could just write that email down, and I will be glad to follow up with a definite answer from someone more on the instructional side. We're the operations side, so we don't really oversee the the instructional piece of the school, but we'll definitely follow up with a definite response.
Okay. What time is early release on Fridays?
Early release begins at 1:30, I'm sorry. 1:30 on Fridays.
Okay. How does student performance compare to other schools for the various subject matters, math, reading, etc.? And what matrices are out there to review?
So as I mentioned in the beginning of the presentation, our what we utilize for our curriculum, we just very individualized. It's very data driven. It's very structured. So that's kind of what leads the instructional piece to make sure the student performance, to drive the student performance. However, we use iReady. I don't know if some of you are familiar with iReady. We utilize the platform iReady to do diagnostics just to see where our students are standing. And then from there, that kind of drives, okay, what this student is lacking, or what do they need? What area do they need more assistance in, to kind of help the teachers know just to kind of help the teachers know what the student needs. And in regards to math and reading, we use the curriculum, Eureka Math and EL Education. And if you want more about those two different curriculums and platforms, you can visit our website. It's on the website underneath the curriculum tab, and it'll tell you all about the EL Education platform, as well as the Eureka Math platform.
How long has the school been open? What is the teacher turnover rate, student rate?
So the school has been open in August. We'll be going into year 4. So we've been open 3 years now. As far as the teacher turnover rate, the rate is good for both teachers and students. You do have teachers that discover, they might move, or they might discover charter school education is not for them. It's different than, public education. So we have that happen. As far as student rate, the students love it here. The students love it, so they come back. They definitely come back. So our teacher rate, turnover rate, and our student turnover rate is really good. We have a lot of returners in both categories.
A follow-up question about the metrics. So where can we find this information? If you are, I was sitting here trying to remember, but there are in the schools, darn it, there is a, I'll find the site that you can look at where it compares apples to apples. It compares the schools. And what you find is that AUA is doing extremely well for all of our grade levels. It says the next question is, with 75 seats available in 3rd grade, how many students per class?
25 per class. So the classes, any number that we give out, the classes will be evenly split. So if it's a class of 50, it'll be 25 in each class. If it's a class of 75, it'll be 25 in each class as well.
But that's also with students, and with the teacher as well as the TAs.
Yes. Our student to teacher ratio is very balanced here. So classes will never be overpopulated. And as Ms. Goodman-Cook mentioned, there is a TA in the classroom as well. Let me see. Okay, I see a question about, will the campuses rejoin, or are there any talks about a larger campus to house both? Our hopes is that our tribe will rejoin and we will come back together. As mentioned, this was an unexpected split, but it's been working for us. At Atlanta Unbound Academy, we like to say, home is where the heart is. So no matter where we are, it still feels like home. The culture is still here. As of now, we don't have a definite answer as far as our location for next year. We are hoping that we'll be based back in College Park and both campuses will be together. But if that's not the case, we will continue to provide support and that transportation so that our families aren't inconvenienced by the relocation, if that happens again. What does it mean that you focus on an HBCU experience for those who have never experienced the HBCU? So Ms. Baptiste, I'll let you kind of speak about the homecoming experience and just from that aspect of the culture of the HBCU model.
Yes. So we're utilizing that as a platform to gear us on how or certain activities and things that we should do. We are definitely collaborating with HBCUs that are here in Georgia to help us support and grow that initiative to have an HBCU model. Little things that we do here that kind of mimics that type of model is like what she was talking about, is having things like homecoming, talking about what those types of experiences are and how our scholars, not that we obviously want them to have something to look forward to when they, if and when they go to an HBCU, but we want to give them certain experiences here. And that looks different across grades, across campuses, special activities that we do, like she was saying, homecoming, having homecoming, what that means, how we do that. I'm actually gonna be meeting with a few of our HBCU partners. Like we've had Morehouse and Spelman come in and work with our scholars on certain initiatives. So they are seeing also professors and other higher ups look just like themselves, so that they can see that. And we raise a Black Power fist here, to get attention and things like that. So there's certain things that we do. We're very proud of who we are. And we bring that not just for this month, but we bring that into our classrooms consistently throughout the school year. And you will see it come up in all different types of things that we do.
And it also goes along with the supports that are inherent in the HBCU community, right? So when you're talking about that kind of feel, that kind of community feel, those are the kinds of things that we're setting out to make sure that children experience, so that it's not just when they get to college, so that they can understand what that feels like now. So parents can understand what that feels like now, whether or not you attended an HBCU or not, but you understand what that kind of community feeling is. And so that's what we work to foster.
And just adding to that, just to really have that HBCU experience here at Atlanta Unbound, we do have staff that are in, Greek organizations. So students are able to just get that feeling from HBCU, as well as when they have their community circles, having their own step shows and prepping for their own step shows, and just knowing what it is to see what sororities and fraternities, what that feels like and what it looks like. So let me see here. Okay, so to answer the question about, I want to make sure I'm going in order. Okay, so the College Park location is still open. We have our College Park, at our College Park location, it's our primary location. So that's our kindergarten, first, second, and second graders are at the primary. I'm at the College Park location. And then here at the Lithia Springs location is our 6th, 7th, and 8th graders this year. So yes, the College Park location is still open. As I mentioned, College Park is our main campus. So our middle schoolers are dropped off at College Park and they're bused over to Lithia Springs. And in the afternoon, they load the bus at Lithia Springs and they go back over to College Park and their parents pick them up from there. So, and then to answer the question about state level testing, yes, students do take state level testing. They do take the Georgia Milestone, that's done in May. And then where does the school, so our school food comes, we have a nutrition tab on our website and you can learn all about our school food program, but our food is vended. We use a vendor called Charter One. And our meals come hot every day. They come prepared, like today, the kids had chicken and waffles and turnip greens and pears with syrup for their waffles, and they have milk, of course. But yes, they do get, the vendor sends hot and ready food every day for breakfast. They bring breakfast every morning. But right now we don't have a kitchen. Our hope is in the near future when we get settled into our new home, we'll have a kitchen. And to answer the question about can students bring their lunch, of course, a lot of our students bring their own lunch from home, and that's okay too. Let's see. Okay, are there plans to add 4th and 5th grade for the 24-25 class the following school year? And if so, will they replace the current grade levels you teach? No grade level will ever be replaced. We're only adding to the charter. So each year we add a grade level. So this year we have kindergarten through 2nd grade, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And next year, meaning in August, we're adding 3rd grade. So the following year, we'll add 4th grade, and then the year after that, we'll add 5th grade, and then we'll be complete K through 8 school. But it's just that we're not offering 4th and 5th this year because we're adding 3rd grade this year. So yes, each year we add a grade level till we're complete, but we'll never replace.
I have a question. It was just too much to type. But just wondering, I have a 4-year-old. And so we're in the private sector now. So she's in pre-K and then she'll start kindergarten in the fall. So my question is, if I put her on the lottery, she's turning 5 in October, are we able to maybe wait list her if there's an opportunity to get her in and she can start in January since she'll actually already be in kindergarten?
No, I'm sorry. It's just in the state of Georgia, in order for them to start just that year, in general, they have to be 5 by that hard deadline of September 1st of that year. So this year will be 2023.
Got it. But could she start 1st grade would she be able to start 1st grade the following year? I'm just trying to keep from having to hold her back, you know?
Yeah. So is she coming from, you said she's coming from a private school?
Correct, yes.
Okay, so if she does kindergarten at that private school and she completes kindergarten, then come next year, she's in 1st grade and she's coming from a private school, then yes.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Was there any more questions, Ms. Cook? Is there any more hands raised? I want to make sure I'm not overlooking anyone.
I have a question. I wasn't clear on how you guys, I guess maybe it'll come in with the link that someone said they would add. I'm just not clear on like the performance, whether it's how you guys perform statewide through this standardized testing, or how you guys compare to schools in the area or throughout the county. Can you like provide a little bit more details around that?
Yeah, as I mentioned, so on the call right now is just our operations team, which means we just kind of oversee the operations of the school. We don't really get into the curriculum. So we just kind of provided a basic answer. And as I stated, if you drop your email in the chat, we'll write it down. Our instruction team weren't able to get on the call because they're in another meeting right now. But if you drop your email in the chat, we'll be glad to follow up with you on the email so they can provide you that exact answer.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. And yeah, just drop your email in the chat and we'll grab it and we will respond to you by close of business today.
Miss Jude, I got it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, let me see. Okay, so let's see.
Oh,
Okay,
and it's not as up to date as it could be, but if you look us up on School Digger, that's the site that I was trying to remember.
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome. Okay, is that, I think that's it for questions in the chat. We will be having to end at 2 in a moment because we'll be dismissing soon for our middle schoolers have to go back to the primary campus. So if there are not any more questions, I'm going to go ahead and ask you all if you could please provide your feedback. If you have any questions that we weren't able to address, please drop them in the survey, and we will definitely follow up with a response. Just because we might not be 100% knowledgeable of all the questions being asked doesn't mean someone in our organization is not. We just all work in different departments and just more knowledgeable of certain things than others. So please just feel free to give us your feedback using the survey. I don't know, Ms. Cook, can you copy it on your end and drop it in the chat? It's not allowed. Hold on. 1 second. I might have it. Let me see. 1 second. Okay, I just dropped it in the chat, so. And then when you do the survey, please make sure you select February session. This is our February session. And then to conclude the presentation, if you could just please follow us on, if you are on social media, just follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Atlanta Unbound Academy. Just Facebook and Instagram at Atlanta Unbound Academy, and then you can visit our website at atlantaunboundacademy.org, where you can gain more information, like I said, about curriculum, nutrition. You get an opportunity to see other members of the tribe. All the staff photos are there, what departments everyone is in, just so you can kind of put faces with names and just see who's involved. And it's just other things on the website as well that's very informative about Atlanta Unbound Academy. If there are no more questions, we will go ahead and conclude the session. Again, if you could please take the survey, provide your feedback, we would greatly appreciate it. And we just want to thank you all for joining the call today, joining the Lunch and Learn. We hope that you will become a part of the tribe in August. And as I mentioned, if there are any more questions, just feel free to email us and we will be sure to get back with you in a timely manner.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good evening, everyone.
Bye-bye.